You've probably been told that you have an awareness issue, that people aren't able to find you, and that when people are searching, you're nowhere to be seen. But more often, what we find is that it's not an issue of awareness. Awareness is very easy to solve. Everyone, in fact, every dental practice has, for the most part, solved this issue. The main issue, the core of the problem of marketing, is how attractive are you? How engaging, how much of a connection can you create with the person who is searching, who is looking for the right dental practice for them? And what we find is that it's very easy to find dental offices. It's very easy for me to look around at the market and to see what's available. Internet has solved that for us. So the issue is not awareness, it's how well can you present yourself in such a way that you become attractive to that group of people you seek to serve. But the problem is that you can't solve this question at the marketing, at the digital marketing level. You can't show it by reviews, you can't show it by just your office website. Like, these are superficial things that at the end of the day don't answer the true question that the patient has when they're looking for a dental office, which is this practice right for me? Their unique beliefs about how dentistry should be done, their unique fears about what dentistry could do. And what we have to understand is that the population around us, the community around us, has become very diverse. Today, no one is everyone. No one wants the same things, no one believes in the same things. People care about different things and people know different things. And as a result, if we engage how we've always been engaging, which is to show up as just another option, no wonder it seems that we have an awareness problem. People are seeing us, but they're just not taking action with us. They're not choosing us. And the marketer's solution to this is to suggest that you work on your website, you take some photos, you get some reviews. But again, that doesn't answer why is this practice right for me? And so we get to the heart of the issue, which is starting with those you seek to serve, creating messaging, creating an identity for them, creating a practice that serves their unique needs, so much so that it creates remarkability, that when they hang out with the people who have similar beliefs, who have similar interests and behaviors, which they're always going to be, that they have no other option but to suggest your office, because you're the only office that does it that way. So what I'm suggesting is that we stop focusing so much on awareness. It is not a competitive advantage. Everyone can get awareness for very cheap these days. It costs $5 to boost a post on Instagram. It costs a couple bucks to create some content and backlinks for SEO. You get the idea. It's not going to give you the advantage that you seek. The conditions for having people come find you and choose you. The conditions are going to be created when you choose a specific group of people, not the patient avatar, that's too specific, but choose a group of beliefs, choose a group of mindsets and worldviews that people have, and seek to serve that belief, seek to serve that belief system in a way that it creates remarkability and word of mouth. Now, when you do this, you get a lot of benefits. First is you get to leave the rat race that is advertising and awareness. It's necessary to engage with, but you get to have an escape plan for that. The problem with existing in that realm of advertising to continuously get your next patient to focus on the next transactional moment is that the costs of advertising are increasing. There's more advertisers than ever. There's more dental offices advertising. Reliance on advertising agencies in the next year, in 2026, so I guess this year, is increasing by 25% among dental offices. And so when you get more dental offices advertising, what happens is that margins decrease. If you seek to gain $1,000 from a lead who comes in from advertising, another office is happy to pay $990 for that, and you might be happy to pay $995 for that, and they might be happy to pay $999 for that. So at the end of the day, the competition in the advertising space becomes one of margins. And who wins that game? It's the person who is able to increase the margins in the back end, to increase the value of each lead that comes through the door. And unfortunately, what that causes is a bit of unethical dentistry when you're forced to maximize patient profit. So you get to leave that less ethical way of being, or at least the temptation to be less ethical. And what you end up cultivating is word of mouth, a growth through word of mouth, growth where you don't have to push treatments that you don't believe in, and word of mouth where people are aligned with the change you seek to bring to them, the things you want for them, and they align with it. So you also get the benefits of easier case acceptance. They come in the door understanding what you're about, understanding what you want for them, understanding what you need them to know, so that by the time they're in the chair, they're ready to go. But we've fundamentally focused on the wrong thing. We focused on traffic, we focused on eyeballs, attention, and shouting. We've narrowed our focus of what marketing is, and that's caused all these problems. So my challenge to you is to expand your scope on what marketing can be, on how we can create an experience so remarkable from start to finish, not just from your website to your online booking page, but from start to finish. How can we, instead of making the transaction the goal, how can we make word of mouth the goal? How can we create a marketing experience from start to finish such that at the end, they're inclined to refer you to everyone they know? So this is the new approach, and I hope it gives you some ideas on how things can be done. Thanks.